Hey guys, welcome to my channel, The Heart of David. Hope you guys are doing well today. The Epstein list. I wonder what's happened with that. Seems like they're lying to us, right? And to tell you the truth, I don't care. I don't care about the Epstein list. I never did. Look at the name of my channel, The Heart of David. This is a born-again Christian channel. I hope that grabs your attention, because who cares about the Epstein list? Who cares? Do you not understand what it is? We live in a really, really evil time. The same time that was in the book of Genesis, in the days of Noah, where the earth was filled with absolute violence. It was filled with violence, and it reflects exactly today. And it doesn't reflect the Nephilim. I don't believe that's what that is saying at all. But when Revelation starts, when the book of Revelation, the Ultimate Judgment starts coming, then that will probably change. I don't know how. I can't pretend to know. You know, whether that be drone armies, actual monsters that come, scorpions with stings and all that, but that's besides the point. I don't want to talk about that. And those things are real. Those things are really going to harm people. Just give me a sec here. All these distractions you see. When you take a bird's eye view, and I can't imagine living outside of North America and looking in on, I mean, this is the world. It's the world, but I see so much evil in the United States of America. It's out of control. And there are other places in the world that are really bad for violence. They're probably, I don't know, each one has their different. You know, you look at the States and it's absolutely lawless. You know, there's murders all over the place. You can watch murders on the internet, right? You can watch murders on the internet, but that's besides the point. How many videos do you think have been made about this? And this list may be true, and it probably is. They tell you one thing, then they tell you another. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I briefly saw that news. It's just a sign of the times. They're tricking you. They're lying to you. It was no different than the last administration. Or how about this? I watched, and if that list is true, and we know these islands and these kids, we know we live in the time where there is sex trafficking to the utmost. These sins have reached so far up into heaven. They have. And that's why when you look around, take a look at today. Did you see the flood that happened today in New Mexico? Go look on YouTube. You'll find it very easily. Did you see the ones that happened in Texas? What's going on? I know what's going on. Jesus Christ returned. Then go look at the flooding in China. Those happened within 1 week. Less than 1 week. That's less than 1 week. And there's a major volcano goes off in Indonesia. Did you see that one? It's huge. Did you see the ash cloud of that? Wow. We know the times and the seasons. We know what's happening. And you're living in a society where everything is upside down. And it's planned. I know it's planned. I already understand that the Antichrist is Donald Trump. And the other one is Elon Musk. Who can make war against those people? That's besides the point, though. They're distractions. They're major distractions from the only truth. What is the only truth? The only reason that you and I exist on this planet, go through our lives, do what we do. It doesn't matter. You could go today and you could go to a ski hill and go to ski. You could go to your job or a job interview. It doesn't matter what you do. Your only purpose here on earth is to make a choice. I feel sorry for the people who live in this age, because it's an age of delicacy and lust and the days of Noah. That's what we live in. Who cares about some stupid list? You already know likely who the people are on those that are involved anyways. And so they've turned evil good, good evil. I saw a pastor, as I work out, which I did finished my work about half an hour ago. I was listening to a preacher that I usually listen to, Lauren Livingston. And you can say this a million ways from Sunday. What was even going on with the United States border? You've heard it so many times. You know it's an issue. You know that it's not a good thing. But when you really stop and think about it, what were they doing? What country stops and let's talk about this calmly. What country stops and opens their doors to 20 million people? Just think about that. That is pure evil. You want your country to completely topple? You know what gets me about this is that no one, if it was 50 years before that, I know what would happen if they did that. There would be so many people gathering at the border from all over the states to stop them. They'd make a human chain to stop it. They'd come with 1 million or 2 million people to stop it. People are so ingrained and like in their own lives, on their computers and in their smartphones and then their lust of this life, that they have forgotten that we're so lazy and so dumbed down. We're so lazy and so dumbed down. I'll just watch, I'll watch a video about my country collapsing at the border and not be a person that says, hey, let's actually do something about this. Start a group, start getting people together. They would have done that 50 years ago. Pardon me. I'm stuck. Quite honestly, it's the same as the Epstein list, UFOs, David Grush. We have the evidence. Yeah, kick the can down the road a little bit more. On this date, we're going to reveal a little bit more. Or what's that guy, Dr. Stephen Greer? Hey, Stephen. He knows these things, but he can't say this or this will happen. Have you seen one bit of evidence? Maybe you've seen something in the sky fly strangely. I know I have. I did the other week. Could have been a drone. But what good does that do to me in my walk with Christ? If you have this Epstein list, if you have proof of UFOs, I'm not going to dream in my head. I don't even care about them anyways. I just care about Jesus Christ. And if you're going to show me an alien, I'm not going to be afraid of it. You show me the proof and then I'll have my response. People live by this. People want a UFO and the Epstein list to come out or to be true about UFOs more than the message of God, our God, who can give you infinite. Just think of what they're doing in society. They're trying to be gods. They're trying to be infinite beings with all these powers and chips in your head. And by the way, Neuralink in Greek gematria is 666, just in case you didn't know. But they're trying to do this, but their seared minds are telling them that they can do it, They're so seared in their minds that they can't even receive the message of salvation, that you and I will be glorified forever. We will be like Jesus Christ. What a prize he has offered us. We will be like Jesus Christ. I do believe that means we will have a lot of the power that he does. I don't mean even close. But he said we shall be like him. And our journey here on earth should be like trying to walk like Christ. I don't know what we're going to have. We're not going to have any pain. There's going to be a lot of things. I'll leave that to Christ. It's futile. All the things of this world. Pardon me. It's futile. Everything is futile that they're doing. I'm not saying it's wrong to big I have to wait sometimes until the huge contractions go up and it just stops me on the spot. I don't blame you if you're looking through some videos to see if the Epstein list has come up, but look what they're doing to you. I don't know during these messages if I should say to you that I've given more than enough biblical proof of who the Antichrist is. And it's not like, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and Bush. No, I give scriptural evidence, at least 30 or more things. And there are a lot more. Very hard proofs. That's up to you to look back at my videos and see, I'll actually attach it in this one. I've made quite a few of them. We're in that time now. Take a look at the stuff that's happening around this world. One in a 1,000-year event, right? How many times have you heard that? We're going to have many more of those. It's going to get much worse. This heat, man. I'm in Canada. I'm in the north, man. Where in the winter it can go up to minus 40, minus 45 with wind chill. That's centigrade. We've had some days where it's been 115 degrees. I heard the other day some man that was in, I think it was Arizona. In his backyard he has a pool. And how people will put little stones and smooth rocks. They look nice, nice and shiny to make your backyard and all that look good. Well, he was old and he had collapsed because of the heat. And when he fell on the rocks, he thought he'd be fine, but it burned him. Second-degree burns, man. It burned over 20% of his body. He was trying to get up. Bam, fell on his face. I can't help but see all. Listen, I'm not saying this is the book of Revelation. Oh, I definitely think some of the seals have gone. I believe the red horse has ridden. Peace has been taken from the earth. I do believe that. I don't think we've seen the black horse. And so when you look around, you see a lot of heat waves, and it's all over the world. Can you deny that? It's all North America. I think it's in South America. I mean, it's always hot there anyways, but it's in Europe, it's in Asia. This keeps happening over and over, and they're predicting that this is going to get worse and worse every year. And it says, the sun was beaming on them so much, right, in Revelation, that they still didn't give glory to God. They still didn't repent. And this is the way of the world. Like the days of Noah, their hearts are continually evil. The Epstein. I hate this world. I hate this world. I hate the things of this world. I hate the way the direction that this world is going. I hate technology. I hate computers. I mean, I wish I didn't grow up with them. I wish I grew up in a different age, but hey man, I'm happy to live in the book of Revelation, but that's about all I want to say. These things are just distractions. That's all they are. And I'm not blaming you for looking at them. Sometimes I click on videos, just to see, is there real evidence? Is there real evidence of UFOs? I've never seen it. And you're going to say, well, look at this. Well, no, are you going to show me a UFO definitively that the entire Earth knows that it's real? And I'm not saying that it's not possible, but they'll be demons. That's what they'll be. And I absolutely believe the United States and possibly Russia has mastered anti-gravity. Yes, I do believe. You don't think they've gone that far? I do. I also believe they can make earthquakes, sonic weapons. What's so hard to believe about that? People can't grasp those types of concepts and understand that they spend $1 trillion a year on defense. They have weapons you have never heard. So, they can control the weather. They can make hurricanes and stuff happen. These things. So what makes you think they can't do those things? Pardon me. I'm in a rush because of school, but I'm really that much on timeline. Where was I? 3 floods in 1 week, less than 1 week. A volcano and who knows what else. All this heat is going to spur a lot of different things, and it's a God at work, man. We're going to see things. I go about my schooling. I'm quite busy doing these things. I'm always at my computer here, and every once in a while I go to my ticker. I'm like, wow, man, another big thing. I wish I would count them in order. I just don't have that time to do. But glorious that we are in this time. We're very lucky to be in this time, and can only pray that you and I will escape harm. This is the other thing I wanted to say. I'm going to make a video about this. I'm not usually one to do. I like to keep it more about let's keep the faith of Jesus Christ, and I was never one to look into the Jewish months and make a big deal of all the festivals and stuff like that. And I know they can be important, but each part of the body of Christ has different functions. But there's a video, and all I can do with this, man, I can't explain this. It would take a lot of studying to do that. About the, well, let me just say it this way. We know that Jesus came 2,000 years ago, and we're looking on a 7,000-year timeline, 6 or 7,000. You know what we're talking about, and we rest on that 7,000 years. When you look at the scheme of things, we're in 2025, and Jesus could have come 2 years from now, baptism, when the baptism. In any case, I can't even explain it here right now. But when you look at when he came on the scene, just say 27, and died in year 30 or 32, whatever you want to say. I'm not one to argue about those. It's just not, it's pointless. But let's say we're within 2 years of one another, for whatever you want to say it is. This person who I'm going to do a commentary on his video, it was very well done. This is a Jubilee year. I think some people are saying it's 2027, but but this one says it's 2025. And I really looked at this one, and it's possible. I think it's September. You have to, you know, when you look at the Jewish calendar and you look at our calendar, they're off by, I'll have to do the video to show you, but this is the only Jubilee year. What am I looking to say? This is a Jubilee year. I'll have to do the video. There's a blood moon that's going to happen in September. In September, that's all I really know how to say. I should have written some stuff down. I don't understand it because it has to do with the stars. It has to do with all those intricate things. But he was referring to the book of Joel, where it says, you know, the moon will be turned to blood. And there it is, the only blood moon that is going to happen before a certain time, I don't know, for a long time, is this Jubilee. There's going to be, over Israel, there's going to be a blood moon over Israel, which is important, which is something like a sign of judgment. Is that when the tribulation begins? Is that when the tribulation begins? So just watch this video. I don't usually do things like this, but I think you find this very interesting. I do believe, I don't search for dates. This is interesting though, to show you how close we are. And when you look around and you see all the things that are happening, what do you think it's called? It bothers me that some people, you know, a lot of people who don't understand what Matthew 24 and Luke 21 and Daniel and all these people were talking about. In Revelation, like, take a look around. Our world changed dramatically. All we see is disaster, disaster, disaster. What would you call that? That has to be a type of tribulation. And they say, no, it's what would you call it? It's just a pre-run here. It's just a premiere. But why didn't God tell us about this? There's a lot of evil, and I think people have it the wrong way. I believe it's possible we're in the tribulation right now. Not the great tribulation, but in any case, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that could be said, and that's not what this is about. Jesus is at the doors. He's at the doors. I don't think Jesus Christ is going to be after. It's going to follow that timeline of when he appeared on the scene and when he died. It can't be later than that. God isn't slow. He's very precise, and that's all I want to say until you see this video. This Jubilee, it's very important because it's like a time of rest, and you'll have to see the video, but I'll just close by saying this, that all these things that you see, other than biblical signs of floods and disasters and evil, and how the courts have turned on us, how the governments have turned on us, what would you call that? It's just a sign of the times. I believe the Antichrist is in place right now. He's 80 years old, or almost 80 years old. Now's your time to put your faith in Jesus Christ and to actually believe that the Bible is real. So, anyways, guys, God bless. Got to get to my work.